Welcome to another episode of the Brosketeers podcast, the ultimate fun, on a Sunday, 9:43, March 14th, 2021. I'm your host, Bruce, and today we are bringing you the Brosports segment, um, bringing you the NFL results, the hockey scores results, and we're finishing up with Vincent Price. So, the Brosketeers podcast will start right now.
You took my heart, fuck that shit, girl, I don't need it. You took my heart, fuck that shit, girl, I don't need it. From the start, I've been on here fighting demons, I got all the answers. Baby, you a dancer, shorty, she a kisser, but she ain't got no manners. You took my heart, fuck that shit, girl, I don't need it. From the start, I've been on here fighting demons, I got all the answers. Baby, you a dancer, shorty, she a kisser, but she ain't got no manners. You having the time of your life, and I'ma let you. I know the timing ain't right, but I can't forget you. You took my heart, fuck that shit, girl, I don't need it. From the start, I've been on your fighting demons, I got all the answers.
And we're back. That was 340 Don't Need Love, the official intro and outro of the Brosketeers podcast for now, because like as you watched yesterday, Wyan Alpine and Angie Magna are gonna try to help us out with the song. But Don't Need Love by 340 will be the official song, intro and outro for the Brosketeers podcast for now. So let's begin with the Brosports segment, people. Exactly as you heard, the Brosports segment, and we are beginning with the NFL results. A lot of people asking me. A lot of people are asking Isaac, what happened with the bet? Why you didn't dress up as a woman? Did you chicken out? I'm gonna get straight. I didn't chicken out. I just the bet. My brother Juan never told me when. He never told me if he's off. He never told me, so like I'm like he never told me if he's off. He never told me when. He never let me know who's gonna pick us up or drop us off at the mall or which mall. So I'm like, how do you expect me to? So yeah. Um, Beginning with the NFL results for the Pro Sports segment. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31st-9. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Chiefs again. So they beat the Chiefs on the Super Bowl now again. Like it's I don't know what to tell you. So again, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31st-9 the Chiefs, and I gotta say maybe I don't know, like, okay, I'm gonna be honest. Brady is there, so I mean, Brady is is really good. He's really good. He's a goat. Um, so I gotta say that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers really kill it by having Tom Brady in it. So because back then the Buccaneers, like, back then people were like, oh, the Buccaneers trash, and now now they got Tom Brady in it. Now it's like, now it's like okay, now it's like they're the best. So the the NBA draft. So let's talk about the NBA draft. Um, Round one, Team Jaguars. And the player from the Team Jaguars, which players they got? Um, Round one, 1-1, 25-25, 133, 1345, 165, 1 106, 25 130, 1 145, 26 to 117, 1 to 227, on 22 to 248. Um, I don't know what really means, so because this is what it shows me right now on Google, the on numbers, the pics of the numbers, but the players, I don't think they'll. No, they don't show the players or anything. So, uh, let's let's start with the news. The news here. So the news about Jacksonville Jaguars draft. So let's begin with those news up. Um, so people, let's begin with the news. I know that this is not the podcast is Saturday, but we didn't have any guest plans for Sunday, and Ricardo couldn't join in today, so we're doing it like the good old days. Me alone, saying some news, bringing up some segments, and let's get it. So, some of the Big 12 best draft um, prospects were on hand for pro scouts, coaches, and executives during the University of Texas Pro Day earlier this week. But this was one pro day. The Jacksonville Jaguars had even more insight intro. Jaguars head coach Ruben Meyer made a number of college to NFL hires during his first month as Jaguar coach, including hiring his former defensive coordinator and then Texas defensive coordinator Chris Hash as his defensive backs safeties safeties coach. So slash safeties coach. There's a video here, but I'm gonna play it later on. For now, I'm just gonna keep reading. So let's go down, scroll down, scroll down. Now, as he's able to give the Jaguars a unique insight into the defensive perspectives in entering the NFL out of Texas program, he knows the strength and weakness on the field and what they would offer to the Jaguars off the field, which is invaluable knowledge. But what about the information the Jaguars could get from those under Ash that could the Jaguars learn about their new coach instead of using their new coach to learn perspective? A few Ash former players wait in following Texas Pro this week offering rave reviews for Ash. Chris is busy. He's a great coach, a great leader, says Texas edge defender Joseph Ozai, who is the Longhorns' top defensive perspective. So what is he saying here? Is saying they're gonna give you an insight of everything of the team defensive. So maybe they got a new person who's gonna be a great defender, who's gonna have a great defense. So and they're saying that the coach Chris Ash is an amazing, great and a great coach, great leader. Um, so they're praising the coach for now. Uh, by the way, before I keep reading, I just want to let you know that we are trying to bring up a football player here. We're trying to hunt down a football player for the Brosports segment. Uh, to interview a football player. So I got a few in mind. I'm gonna hunt down. Yeah, I know a lot of them. I'm gonna hunt them down. See if I can interview him from Zoom or Discord. I want this to go into a competition between him and Todd Orlando, but that's how it is. They were both great coaches. Chris Ash was a phenomenal coach. Again, they're praising the coach. Ozias, a consensus All-American in 2020, confirmed that he had one meeting with the Jaguars this draft process. He's an uber athletic edge defender who is capable of staying up on the edge, is strong against the run, and has terrific potential as his pass rusher and in the Ash connection and Ozai. And Ozai could be a sleeper to the Jaguars at number 25 or number 33. If he falls out of the first, So it's saying that they're capable of, they have a terrific potential and they could be capable of take. And in other words, they're saying they could be capable of take uh Ozai's out of the Jaguars or in the Jaguars. Then could be a sleeper to the Jaguars. So that it could be like it could be draft out or draft in. Um, at number 25 or NO, which is number I guess 38, 33. If he falls out of the first. Also jump out of a gym at his pro day recording at 415-inch vertical jump and a 10-11 broad jump age elite figures for a player is sight, and after he dominated in front of scouts, he continued to help Price on Ash. He believed in working hard, believed in repetition. That's all we did. That we will go out there in every walkthrough, and some of the guys will get started to buy into a little bit. Ozzy said so. This is Ozzy's word. He said that he believed in working hard. So he's working hard. Like I said, maybe he's gonna get drafted out, or maybe they got a better team. So he's working out to be the best player he can be, and he's saying that he believes in working hard and he believes in repetition, and that he's saying basically that he is working hard to get himself into the best player for the Jaguars. So that's all his a work hard guy, and he paid off. So um, I want to play the video for you guys because I don't want to make it boring here. I'll play the video, you guys, and you guys enjoy the video of Joe Moore on lack of NFL Lord Horde, Texas. Okay, there you go. When I try to put the audio here, sure, I don't know, something's going on with the video. Hold on, something's going on with the video here. Okay, let me check. Oh, I got it now. My volume. There we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are again. These are the NFL Longhorn rave about ex-Texas coach. So this is video that explains a whole written article I just read to you. So enjoy it.
The Longhorns, they've had some NFL presence over the years, but in recent years, they've struggled to put those impactful guys in the NFL. Is there a reason you think that's been a problem, or is it just the luck of the draw, or how do you see that?
Well, this is purely speculation because I think there's a lot of reasons, but when you're University of Texas and you're recruiting primarily kids from Texas, these are players that are already very well developed. We all know what high school football is like in the state of Texas. It's a serious business, and so a lot of these young men that you're getting they're reaching their ceiling, and then you get them to the University of Texas and you push them to their ceiling, and maybe they're done growing, or their skill set has been developed to the point where when they get to the league, rather than being special like would have been in high school and in college, they're kind of ordinary. Now, I don't think that's the case always. I think that Texas always is going to have some great athletes that have the ability to go on and win in the NFL. But I do think that that's a factor.
So that's pretty much it. It's a 120-minute video on the ex-coach of Longhorn, Texas, explaining everything I just read to you. But in a short term, resume term. So it's just saying that it's serious business in the football, especially in high school football in Texas, and that these kids come in with this mindset of I'm working hard and I'm doing it and I'm gonna run over your ass. So it's basically all this is basically on improving the Longhorn Texas team that's been lacking up. Um, so moving on, I want to bring up more news on football. So I'm gonna bring up a little more videos of football here to not make it boring. So um, going on the news. So the news on football. I want to go back on football. I'm trying to go back on football. So I'm gonna play the Sport Center news on football. So what can I bring up or football? So that's why it's saying basically saying that they need their improvement, which is good. I mean, it's good that they're having that mindset for bringing the Texas up, which is it's something that when a team is lacking up, it's something that they need to bring it up. They need to work hard and bring that up. So um, right now, we're going to talk about a little bit of the 2020 NFL Free Agency Guide. Players to know the potential value of siblings and quarterbacks on the move. So, okay, so this talk about 2020. Okay, so, yeah, this talk about the 2020 year. Why would I want to read something based on 2020? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, every team, football team, from football to basketball, they need to improve every single thing they do, and they work really hard because they work hard to get uh, their team out there, and like that's the thing with football. You gotta work hard. You gotta put yourself out there. If you don't, then you're gonna get cut off of the team because you gotta like. I was friends with the football player, and he said he got out of it. He got out of the team. I don't know why, but he was talking about how hard practice is. They were talking about they were pushing tires, they were pushing heavy stuff, and they were all this time working, morning workouts, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Like, they were getting taco hard. Like, it's just, you gotta work hard, to put your team out there. So, uh, I want to bring you what's the legacy of Brees. Take your pick. So, Brees is a football player for the Saints. Uh, what is the legacy of New Orleans Saints? Drew Brees. Take your pick. So, bring on more football. I'm gonna read it, and again, I'm gonna play the video, and then we move on to hockey. So, any athlete will truly love to make a mark on his or her legacy. The outlaws of, well, everybody wants to leave a legacy. I want to leave a legacy on this. Everybody wants to leave a legacy. Everybody wants to be remembered by something. With New Orleans Saints quarterback Drew Brees, you can take your pick of accomplishments. Let me go down. He retired on Sunday at the age of 42, the most prolific passers in the history of NFL, throwing for a league record of 80,003 58 yards in 20 seasons. What the? Whoa. That is lit. Great help is uplift New Orleans on and off the field. After Hurricane Katrina, when it arrived along with coach Sean Payton in 2006, he led Saints to their first only Super Bowl victory 3 years later and led them to the playoffs 9 times in 15 years, rivalizing former Green Bay Packers defensive end Reggie White as the best free agent signed in the league history. So he could leave a legacy because to throw in that kind of field, that kind of in 20 seasons, you gotta be the fucking goat to just exactly. It's like Chris is telling me, like you gotta be the fucking goat, and like that's hard work. That's pretty heavy, and that's the thing. You're a football players like Brady. Brady has already 7 Super Bowl rings, and fucking quote on the quarterback. He's he's killing it out there with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's like every football player is living their freaking legacy and showing off what they got, what they got. Because this is NFL. This is not high school football. This is not college football. This is NFL. You're playing professionally with professionals, and this is not So that's the thing. Because Drew Lock was getting interviewed on the SAP podcast like around 2020, and he was saying the same thing I just said. This is the NFL, so it's not college football where you get certain plays and like, no, this is the NFL, and like you gotta be ready, and that you only get one play, and like he was saying all this, and like you know he was talking about how hard you gotta work on the NFL, which is the same thing I'm just saying. Like it's not college football, it's not high school football, it's NFL. You don't get breaks. You just came here to work your ass off, to take the pain, and bam. And Brice is one of our all-time underdog stories in all of sports. Barely recruited out of high school at just 6 feet and overcoming a devastating shoulder injury early in his NFL career with the San Diego Chargers. Wait, I don't know that team. That's a team in San Diego. Is it? No, is it? No. I thought they were the San Franciscos, but no, they're not the San Franciscos. There's a lot of teams I don't know yet. There's a lot of teams I don't know yet, but apparently there's a team in San Diego Chargers. So I thought they were the San Franciscos. I would think that they're the San Franciscos. I don't think so. He has been a pioneer. He has been a pioneer for other shorter quarterbacks at Stickman, squash it by Breeze and Russell Wilson winning Super Bowls, and Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray being drafted #1 overall. Drafted #1. Kill it on the Super Bowl. That's the thing. Came in from a devastating injury. Killing on Super Bowls. Got drafted #1 overall. That's heavy shit. That's hard shit. That's working hard. That is being a GOAT. Like come back from an injury and come back better than ever. It's it's what you gotta do in every sports. Come back better than ever. So I did a pass for Drew Brees. Drew's been a great player and great for the game, said former Saints quarterback Archie Manning, who has continued to call New Orleans home since his playing days. As I like to say, he checks all the boxes as a Hall of Fame quarterback, and the way of his career has gone, and he's a good citizen. So they're praising now here. Now they're praising Drew Brees. So this is Drew Brees. You guys put it on. Drew Brees. Yeah, that's Drew Brees. Chris, come on, I'm not time to joke right now. Drew Brees. So yeah, a goal. He deserves it. That's what happens when you work hard. You deserved it. You deserve it. Let's play the little video here. I'm sorry, the podcast of today is not the one that was a Saturday, and the one that I did with Chucky, but there it is. people are busy, and sometimes like I just want to really say because it's really hard to get guesses here. It's really hard. We're really hard to try to get guesses here. To try to not make it like this. Because to be honest, make it like this might be a little boring to you, but um, it's hard. It's fucking hard to get the guesses here. Especially Ricardo. And I do miss Ricardo. Ricardo, bro, if you listen to this, you gotta join it. Man, I miss Ricardo, bro. My boy Ricardo, I taught him everything he knows. Everything that he knows right now, I taught him, and man, I love Ricardo. And Chucky couldn't be here because the Brosports segment because he was sick. We were planning to get Chucky here, but Charles Kelsey, but for the Brosports segment, um, he's so hilarious that me and Ricardo thought of making him the co-host guest for the podcast for the Brosports segment and the funny and every time we wanted the funny podcast, but he was sick today, so time for me to do it alone. So let's watch a little news video, and after this news video, we will move on to the hockey scores and hockey news, and of course, we're gonna finish up with Vincent Price.
For the first time since he was hired by the Texans in January, General Manager Nick Caserio has agreed to a deal with his former team. On Sunday, the Texans agreed to acquire longtime Patriots right tackle Marcus Cannon. Cannon opted out of the 2020 season, but was a part of 3 Super Bowl championship teams in New England. The Texans already have 2 offensive tackles on their roster, left tackle Laramie Tunsil and right tackle Titus Howard. Howard was the Texans' first-round pick in 2019, but does have some experience playing guard, so if both players are still on the roster at the start of the 2021 season, Howard could move inside. In the last 2 seasons, the Patriots ranked second in the NFL in trades. Now that Caserio is in Houston, he's already made 2 deals, and so that trend could continue in Houston.
What would you put that out? Yeah. So that was everything in resume of what I just read in a short term. So that was what is the legacy of New Orleans Saints? Drew Brees take your pick. So moving on to hockey now, finishing off the football. Moving on to hockey. Where's hockey at? So let's move on to hockey here. I gotta search out the new tab here. So yeah. So moving on to hockey. Coyotes won the 4, losing to the Wilds. Islanders 32 beating the Devils. Stars to the 1 beating Blue Jackets. The Hurricanes 2-1 beating the Red Wings. The Kings 1-4 beating the Avalanche. Maple Leafs 3-4 beating the Senators. So that's the score for hockey. I think they got more. If there's some more, and we'll bring you news on hockey. So scoreboard going to hockey.com, the National Hockey League.com, the NHL, right? The NHL. So we got here more scores. I'm trying to find more scores here. Avalanche, I already read this. The Senators for the read this. That was a match. The Predators versus the Lightning, the Tampa Bay Lightning. So yeah, that was on Sunday 4th. Okay, I think this is the yeah. So yeah, here's the Predators and Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay Lightning scores were 19 5-2. Predators 11-16-1. This is the score I'm seeing right now. So this is score. Flyers 3-9-3. Rangers 11-12-3. No. Wait. Flyers 13-9-3. Rangers 11-12-3. So that's pretty much it. And moving on to the news. The news here. Icelanders top Devils in shutout for a ninth straight win. So this is the ninth time they win already. So I'll read it and I'll play the video. There we go. We'll begin. So the New York Islanders were the New York Islanders won their ninth time straight game to the 2 in shutout against New Jersey Devil and Prudential Center on Sunday. So this is pretty much the ninth time winning. So okay, it doesn't have the article, but I will play the video for you guys. On their opening goal, if it's what I think it is, yeah, it's loading. So, really like it, actually.